Okay, tonight's story is about. What are you doing?
I'm getting out of bed for something. I want to give you something.
Oh,
Your teddy
Oh.
bear.
thank you. That's
Forgot
very
to-
sweet.
You forgot about your teddy bear.
Okay.
So that's why, and I didn't hear you get up and grab it. So that's why I jumped up and grabbed it.
Okay. Okay. Now, when I was a little boy, there was a house down the road that we all were certain a wizard lived in, but we never saw him. We had only heard rumors. And my friend Ray and I used to ride our bikes down to that house because there was a big lake in the back that we liked to swim in. And if you remember our story before, I told you there was a well there, and we had thrown pennies in and made a wish. Well, today we decided, since we never heard the penny fall to the bottom, we wanted to find out what was down there. So before we left our houses, we took big, long ropes and we tied them to the top of the well and we started climbing down. And we kept going and going, and it was dark and we couldn't see.
Well, then you had to go back up and get my butterfly and his butterfly. You had to get my butterfly.
The butterfly that makes the light on the ceiling?
Yeah, that makes the pretty stars.
So we went back and we got your butterfly, and we went down and we could see a little bit.
No, you got my butterfly, but it wasn't big enough for Ray.
Well, it's okay. We're going to get to some point where we don't need light. So go back and lay down. So we kept climbing and we kept climbing. And then finally, at some point, Ray happened to look down and he said, "Look." And I said, "What?" And he said, "It's bright down there, very far away." And I said, "Oh, I wonder what it is." So we kept climbing and climbing. And as we were getting closer, we kept hearing these strange noises.
What were they?
It sounded like and it got louder and louder as we went. And finally we reached the bottom. And as we got there, we realized it wasn't a light at all. Not the light from a house or a flashlight. But strangely, it looked like sunlight. How could we have climbed down into the earth, yet sunlight would be there? And we didn't understand. So we got there finally, and we went through a small hole where this light was coming through. And out we went, and we were standing on a beach. And we could not understand how we could go that far down, go through a hole, and come out on a beach with the ocean and rocks. And that noise was the waves breaking. And we look out, and there's this giant, humongous pirate ship. And next to us, something spoke, and it said, "Ahoy, mateys!" And Ray and I jumped and hugged each other. And then we looked at each other with this strange look like we're hugging. And then we stopped hugging and we said, "Whoa, you scared us." And he said, "Arr." And we said, "What is this place?" And he said, "It's Captain Hook's island." And I said, "Are you Captain Hook?" And he said, "Does it look like I have a hook?" I said, "No, not particularly." And he said, "Arr, I'm not Captain Hook then, are I?" We said, "No, where is Captain Hook?" And he said, "Arr, Captain Hook is on the ship." Well, how do we get there?
Wait, I need something.
You'll have to take the dinghy.
What's a dinghy?
It's this little dinghy. A dinghy is a little boat. And there we looked and we saw a little boat tied to the rocks. So we got into the little boat and we started paddling out into the ocean. We got closer and closer, and boy, if you thought that ship was big, when we got closer, it was really big. So we got there and we climbed up the ladder on the ship. And we were met by a parrot with one eye and a patch over its eye. And it just looked at us strangely. And I said, "Polly, want a cracker?" And the parrot actually spoke back and said, "I'd prefer a Triscuit." And we both had a good laugh out of that. And so we said, "Where's Captain Hook?" And he said, "Arr, he's in the library." We said, "Okay, thanks, parrot." And he said, "You betcha." So we went down looking in the library, and we could not find a library. So we went back to the parrot, and we said, "Where's the library?" He said, "Arr, it's just right, the one that says men's room." And so then we went and we saw a door that said men's room, and we knocked on it, and he said, and somebody said, "Who goes there?" And we said, "It's Ray and Clay, here to save the day." And he said, "Okay, one moment." And then we heard some noise like water flushing and washing. And then he comes out, and there he is. And we said, "Why do they call you Captain Hook?" And he said, "You see the hook on my hand?" And so I looked down, and his right hand had no fingers. He didn't have a hand. He had a hook on it instead. And I said, "Whoa, that's crazy. Were you born like that?" And he said, "Of course not, silly boy. It was bit off by a giant octopus during the battle of Naomi, the Battle of Naomi." And we said, "What's Naomi?" And he said,
I said Naomi E.
"Naomi E, right." And we said, "Well, what's Naomi E?" And he said, "That's the cove right around the corner. If you go there, ye might get your hand bit off as well." We said, "Cool. Can we go?" He said, "No, not a chance, bro." We were like, bummer. "Well, what are you doing here, boys?" We said, "Well, we came down this big well into this, and we don't know where we are, and we don't know how to get home." And he said, I see. I don't know what to tell you, but if you go in your little dinghy to the other island, you might find a ride home. You just got to ask the dragon." Bum, bum, bum. And we're like, "No, really? There's a dragon?" He goes, "Yes. It's a mean old dragon, and it can't see. It got cannons for eyeballs." And we said, "Well, that's really weird. It grew cannons?" "No, we shot cannons at it. It stuck in its eyes." "Oh, well, why'd you do that?" "'Cause he tried to drown us." "Okay, well, we'll go talk to the dragon." So we got in our little dinghy, and we rowed till the boat came ashore, and we stepped off, and we stopped. And we couldn't hear anything other than
This is like Darth Vader.
No, it's not. It was just the dragon breathing. And we realized the dragon was asleep. And behind the dragon was a pile of treasure. All kinds of gold and trinkets and hoozits and whatnots and snarfblats even.
What are snarfblats?
It's this thing that blows bubbles, as far as I know. And so we sneak up on the dragon, and I had read in a book somewhere that if you tickle its belly, it wouldn't bite you. It would be your friend. It would be forced to listen to your commands. The problem was getting to its belly. It was a big, huge dragon, and we had to make sure that first we didn't wake it up. Second, we had to make sure he couldn't smell us, because he might smell us while he's sleeping. So we went and dove into the water and then rolled around in the sand, and we found some jellyfish and put that under our arms so our armpits didn't stink. They smelled like jellyfish. And then we rubbed raw fish on our heads. And so then we just smelled like sea creatures. so we tiptoed up to the dragon while he was still sleeping. And I realized my little fingers weren't big enough to tickle a dragon. So we looked around. We couldn't find anything. We had to get around the dragon into the pile of treasure without waking the dragon up and find something to tickle the dragon with. What could we use, JJ?
Feathers.
Ah, behind the dragon.
Wait, if I were to tickle a dragon, I would go, so I would gather up some feathers, and I would plug its nose so it couldn't smell me, and also I would put on things that you couldn't see with, so it would. Well, it was already blind. So.
Yeah. Cannonballs work quite well. That covered his eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, and also, I used some feathers and I did 1, 2, 3, tickle.
Oh, well, there's a problem there. If you touch his nose, he'll wake up. First, we had to find the thing to tickle him with, so we went and we tiptoed so quietly so as not to disturb the treasure, but we found a broom. And I thought a broom with a big long handle, so I thought this would be good enough. And so we got the broom, we snuck back around, and we tiptoed, and we got really close to his belly. So close. And I reached out with the broom to tickle, and as I did so, my foot touched one of the little gold pieces in the pile, and it went clink, and the dragon, and Ray and I just held each other. We were so scared. Please don't wake up. Please don't wake up. We were both thinking that. Please, no, please. And then the dragon went back to sleep. We got really lucky. And so I was about to go and tickle him again. And I got the broom this close. Come here. I got it this close to him. And I thought the dragon started to move again. And so Ray and I got super quiet. And we froze. And all we heard was... And I looked at Ray and I go, really? And Ray looks at me and he goes, that wasn't me. And we both look at each other and we're like, uh-oh. And as the dragon started to wake up, I reached out quickly and started to tickle the dragon. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Hurry up and tickle him. Come here and tickle him, JJ. Tickle the dragon. Tickle, 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 tickle. And we had to hurry because he was waking up, and if we didn't tickle him first, he was going to get us. Ah! Tickle, 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 tickle.
Tickle fight.
Tickle fight. And so we did, and I got the broom, and then Ray finally got his fingers in there, and the dragon starts going, oh, and he's rolling on his back. He's going, okay, stop, I'll do whatever you want, okay. We go, we just want to ride off this island back to our house. And he goes, okay, fine. And so we stopped, and he looked down at us, and he goes, you clever boys, how did you know? And I said, I read books. And he's like, well, good for you, but who made a dragon book? I said, I don't know, but there's a house at the end of the street where I find a lot of books. And it's at 1379 Sycamore Street. And the dragon goes, oh, I know that house. Did you know there's a wizard in there? And I said, ooh, we were told there was, but we've never seen him. Can we have a ride back? And he said, yes, you can. So we climbed up onto the dragon, and he started flapping. And just then he goes, oh, excuse me. And then he takes off. And we flew all the way back to the wizard's house, and he dropped us off, and he dropped his neck down, and we walked off his neck. And we said, "Thank you, dragon. What's your name?" And he said, "Oh, you couldn't pronounce my name, little human." And we said, "Try us." And he said, and we're like, "Yep, couldn't pronounce it. We're just going to call you Snacky." And he said, "Okay, sounds good." We said, "Bye, Snacky." And he said, "Bye, weird humans." And then it was nighttime, and we had to go home and get ready for dinner and get ready for bed. And that's it.
Can I tell you a story?
Sure.
So, this time you can lay in that bed, and you can lay in my bed that I was in. I just moved the brown pillow because that was way, way too big for my head.
Yeah.
But there was a little small white pillow behind it, so I could use that one to lay my head on. And you
Well, I'll stay right here and I'll just enjoy your story. I want to lay back in my chair.
No, I want to sit in there.
Oh, you're going to sit in the story chair?
Yeah, because that's...
Oh, okay.
This is called the story chair.
Okay.
That's that's the story bed.
Okay. Go ahead.
And if you get lonely, just reach down and pet my bunny.
Okay.
Pet my pet bunny.
Okay.
Once upon a time, there lived a dragon who was the size of a bunny. I'm gonna be the dragon right now. So, how the dragon walked is... What was that? Hop?
I don't know.
I don't either.
It's okay.
I'm scared.
Sweetheart, we're in my office. It's fine.
Oh, just being with you.
It might have been the laundry in the other room.
No, it was loud.
It's okay. I heard it too. Did your foot hit something? Because it came from over there.
Nope.
Silly goose. Okay. Come on, it's time to go to bed.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Just make sure it doesn't make it.
Okay. Wait. Come here.
What?
Say goodnight to your future self.
Peep, poop, peep, peep, toilet.
Could you just say goodnight?